Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Krishna. Hamza, am I audible?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir, you're audible.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm also good. So 11th exams are clear.
Yes, sir.
Let's scored good marks or not?
Yes, sir, we didn't get results now. We'll be getting it.
All right. So we are starting class 12th, right? You already know class 12th. They have divided in two parts or two terms, right? So very easy. In term 1, we have divided that into 4 units. All right. 4 units. The first term is very easy. Give me a minute. Just there is some issue, I think. 1 minute, all right. All right. So first unit is relation and functions. I think this notepad is, there is some issue in it. All right. It will be clear in a few minutes. 1 minute, all right. Just give me 1 minute. Let's All right. Okay, I'm audible, right? So there are 4 units in class 12. Term 1, relation functions. Second is algebra. You can write it down if you want. Right. Third one is calculus. Fourth one is linear programming. All right. This calculus part is a bit tricky. The rest of them is very easy. All right. So we are starting with algebra, which consists of matrix and determinant. All right. Hamza, Krishna, have your school started?
No, sir. For me,
Not yet.
it's not yet.
All right. When is it opening?
So probably next week.
All right. So we are ahead. All right. You can note it down if you want, or shall we move ahead? Hamza.
Yes, sir, noting it.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is matrix? Anyone knows? Hamza, Krishna,
No,
any
sir.
idea what a matrix is? All right. All right. I guess there is some software issue with my pen tab. So it's moving its on its own, but we'll try to work it out. All right. So what is a matrix? This is a way to store data. All right. In real life application, if you have to store a data, right? Suppose Hamza, you have an inventory. All right. You are an inventory manager, and you are managing a database of all the customers. Suppose. All right. Suppose you sell Adidas shoes. So you say Akash, Krishna, and some other guy. All right. Take Abdul. Now you write here what is the shoes we all buy in a year. All right. So year 1, year 2, year 3. Can you guys wait 5 minutes? Let me just change the settings. All right. Quickly.
Yes, sir. Here.
Is
Okay,
it
sir.
okay? All right. All right. Now we are clear. All right. So suppose in year one, you write Akash bought two pair of shoes. All right. Krishna bought three and Abdul bought four. In year three, I bought zero. Krishna bought one. Abdul bought two. And so in year three also three, two, one. Suppose. All right. This thing is nothing but a matrix. All right. This is the application in real life. If any of you wants to become an engineer or database manager, something like that, you will deal mostly with matrices. how to manage data, right? So matrix in itself has no value. All right, that means you don't get some value out of this. If I write 3x minus 5 is equal to 0, so you say x is equal to 5 by 3, right? There is some value in it, some specific number. But matrix is a data arrangement. Are you getting my point? You don't get a number out of that. All right, that is a structure. All right, so this is what matrix is. Is this clear what matrix is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, you can write definition also. Matrix is a rectangular data arrangement. You can write. Are you able to read my handwriting?
Yes, sir.
Of m rows and n columns. All right. This is read as m by n matrix. What this means is there is some specific rows and columns. All right. If you look at this example, how many rows we have? This is one row, this is second row, this is third row, this is fourth row. And in columns, this is first column, second column, third and fourth, right? So matrix consists of m rows and n columns. M and n can be anything, right? But not negative or zero. They must have at least one row or column, right? So if I write 2 by 3 matrix, what does this mean? The matrix has 2 rows and 3 columns, right? Krishna, Hamza,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
all right. You can write the definition if you want. Give you 1 minute. All right. So in your syllabus, we only have a maximum of 3 by 3 matrix. What that means is 3 rows and 3 columns. All right. So how we can represent 3 matrix? If A is the matrix, we write square brackets like that. All right. And elements, these are called elements: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. All right. These are the elements of this matrix A. All right. We always write matrix in capital form. All right. Don't write A as the matrix. Always write capital A. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we cannot represent always the matrix as this form, right? This is very lengthy. So in compact form, we represent the matrix as A equals to small a I N J. I and J are suffix, all right, like this. A I N J. All right, write it down. All right, A I N J. So what I here is, I means rows and J means columns. All right. So if you have a matrix, 3 by 3 matrix, then this is the element in first row, right? Suppose we have 3 by 3. This element is in first row and first column, right? First row and first column. Look at this matrix. This one is in the first row and in the first column. So one will be A11. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So 2 will be, Hamza, what will be 2?
Sir, A12.
A12, absolutely right. This 8, Krishna, how we can write 8?
Sir, A32.
A32. So notice one thing also, 1 is A11, 5 is A22, 9 is A33, right? So this is called diagonal element. All right, I'll tell about this in detail, just some idea. All right, these are called diagonal matrix, right? This is in diagonal. So this is compact notation of a matrix. If I have to write it like this, then A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. And this is very important. All right, because they give questions about this also. So never get confused. We first write rows, then columns. So A, I, and J. All right. So if you have another matrix B, where the elements are January, February, and March. In January, suppose we did 2 crores of sales. In February, we did 1 crores of sales. In March, we did 3 crores of sales. So please write down what is January in compact form, February, March, 2, 1, 3, all of that. All right. First, Krishna, can you tell me what is the rows and columns number here? How many rows, how many columns?
Sir, A23, sir. A2, yes, sir. A2.
No, I'm asking how many rows are there in this matrix?
So there are 3 rows
3 rows. All
and
right.
2 columns.
All 2 columns. Sure about that? Look at
Yes.
this again. All right, Hamza.
Sir, 2 rows and 3 columns.
Right, Krishna. We count rows as this, like this. All right. These are rows and columns like this. All right. So please focus. All right, because in starting we all get confused like this. All right, because the mind says, all right, 3 rows and 2 columns like that, but no, these are the rows and these are the columns. All right, Krishna.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what is this? Is 2 by 3 matrix, right?
Yes, sir.
And this thing is called order of the matrix. All right. If someone asks you about what is the order of the matrix, then you have to tell him about rows and columns. 2 by 3, 3 by 2, 1 by 2, 2 by 1, like that. All right. You can note it down also. Now each element, what will be, how can we represent January, February, March, and so on. All right. Write it down. I'll give you 2 minutes. All right. Order, you can write the definition of order of matrix also. Order of matrix. A matrix having m rows and n columns as m by n order. All right. Done.
Yes, sir.
All right. So January we can write as
A11.
1 1. Absolutely right. So February.
A12.
A12.
All right. So this is easy. You can write. All right. You don't have to go through all the numbers. All right. One more question to you. Suppose there is a matrix. All right. There is a matrix order 5 by 2. All right. There is a 5 by 2 matrix, which means 5 rows and 2 columns. Right. Someone asks you how many elements are there. Can anyone answer? If there is a 5 by 2 matrix, how many elements will be there?
10.
All right, Krishna.
Yes, sir. It's 10.
Right. So how you can do that? You just multiply 5 into 2, right? 5 rows, 2 elements. So 10 elements in total. So if there is a m by n matrix, then number of elements will be mn, right? M into. All right, this is very easy. Note it down if you want. All right, and you guys should be doing NCRT exemplar, and assignments. If you do all these 3, then you will surely get very good marks. All right, just 3 books: NCRT exemplar, and the assignments we provide. All right, Hamza, Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Note it down. All right, let me give you a question. All right, try to solve this. If you cannot, then it is okay, because the first question is always very hard to solve. Write a matrix of order 3 by 4 where the elements are represented by Aij equals to I plus j. All right, think about this. Ask me if you have any doubts and try to solve this one. All right, you have to form a matrix of order 3 by 4. That means 3 rows and 4 columns, where each element is represented by this Aij, where this is equals to I plus j. All right, I hope you got the question.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you 2-3 minutes for this. All right, Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Any ideas how you can solve this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, tell me when you are done. All right. Krishna is done. Hamza, what about you?
Yes, sir. Done.
All right. So this matrix is of order 3 by 4. So first element we can write A11, right? First element will be A11. So 1 plus 1 will be 2. This will be A12. So 3. And here
4,
4,
4. And here
5.
5.
should I go further?
No, sir.
Right. And here, which is the element
3,
3. Here
4.
4.
5, 10, 6. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we can check the pattern. This will be 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. Right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So very easy. Next question. If there are 10 elements in a matrix, then what are the possible order of the matrix? All right. Think about this. Tell me if you have any solutions. All right.
Sir, there can be only two possible order of matrix.
Two possible orders. And what are those?
So 2 by 5 and 5 by 2.
Are you sure there cannot be another answer?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Sure. All right. Krishna, what about you?
Yes, sir. It is 2 by 5 and 5 by 2.
So how we can check? We can factorize this. So 2 or 5 by 2 and 2 by 5. But there is another case also. We can write 10 as 10 into 1 and 1 into 10 also, or not,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? But I told you, think about this again, right? So always take few seconds to think about other scenarios also. All right. This was easy, but because this answer was very obvious, you didn't take a step to think further, right?
Yes, sir.
So don't repeat these mistakes. So note it down, this question also. So there are 4 possible orders for 10 elements. All right. Done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Done, sir.
All right. Write down types of matrix. There are many types of matrix. First one is row matrix. If a matrix has only one row, then it is called row matrix or row vector. All right, for an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, it has many columns, 6 columns, but only one row. So this will be called row matrix or row vector. All right, why vector? Because in mathematics, mathematicians don't see matrix and vectors as different quantities. They just look at it as different way of representations. All right, each matrix for them is a point in 3 dimensions. All right, I can relate this in when we are doing the chapter vectors. All right, if you guys remind me, I'll explain how these two are connected. Not in your syllabus, but for fun. All right, write it down. Another one is column matrix. I hope you can write this definition by yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, write it down. What is column matrix and row matrix? All right. Done.
Done, sir.
All right. Next one is very important, square matrix. All right. If the rows and the columns are equal in a matrix, then it is called square matrix of order n. All right, where n is the number of rows or column. Right? How we will be writing the order if it has m and n m rows and n columns, then m cross n. But here the both are equal, so we only write as n. All right. If it is 3 by 3, then order 3. If it is 4 by 4, then order 4, and so on. What will be an example of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? This is a square matrix. Order 3.
3.
Absolutely right. One note. There is a note which I told you earlier. Here, the elements 1, 5, 9 or A11, A12, sorry, A22, A33 constitute the diagonal of the square matrix A. All right, these are the diagonal elements. And if anyone has any doubt, this is also the diagonal, sir. Why not 3, 5, 7? Look at the definition. I must be equals to j. All right, for an element to be diagonal, I must be equals to j, and the matrix should be square. All right, you cannot get a diagonal out of this. Suppose this is 2 by 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no diagonal here, so there are no diagonal elements. But in a square matrix, there are always diagonal elements. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, note it down. Hello, Vishan. Vishan, can you hear me? All right. We have already started matrix. All right. So let me revise you quickly. Right. Matrix is nothing but data representation or arrangement of numbers. All right. You can think like that. We term that as rows and columns in a matrix. All right. If there is a matrix like this, then these are the rows and these are the columns. And in all these chapters, we only deal with rows and columns. That's all. All right. So this is the way we represent a matrix in square brackets and like this. And a matrix can have any number of rows and any number of columns. All right. There is no necessary to have equal or something like that. Right. So this is also a matrix. January, February, March, 2, 1, 3. It has 2 rows and 3 columns. Right. Now, if a matrix has m rows and n columns, we say that the order of this matrix is m cross n, m by n. All right. What is order? The information about how many rows and how many columns are there. Is it clear, Ishan? And don't worry, we'll provide you the notes also. And just don't try to be late in the next class. All right. Now we are doing types of matrices. The first matrix is row matrix. All right, Rishan, no worries. Row matrix, where there is only one row. All right, like an example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it has only one row but 6 columns. So this is called row matrix or row vector. All right, same as column matrix. If it has only one column, then it will be called column matrix. Now square matrix, this is very important. In square matrix, the rows and columns are equal. All right, if it has 2 rows, then it must have 2 columns. That will be called square matrix. All right, all the diagonal elements where the row number and column number. All right, I forgot to tell you about this. The representation of elements we write as A, I, J, where I is row number, J is column number. All right, so this will be first row, first column, A, 1, 1. This is first row, second column, so A, 1, 2. This is first row, third column, so A, 1, 3. Is this clear, Rishan? All right, so wherever I and J are equal in square matrix, those elements are called diagonal elements. All right, like A11, A22, A33, A44, and so on. All right, these are called diagonal elements. Hamza, Krishna, noted down.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next one is diagonal matrix. All right. If in a square matrix, all the non-diagonal elements are 0, then it is called a diagonal matrix. All right. Two things to notice: a diagonal matrix is a square matrix. All right. A specific condition of a square matrix. So if in a square matrix you do make all the non-diagonal elements 0. All right. Like an example, 1, 2, 3. Rest of them is 0. All right. All the non-diagonal elements are 0. Only the diagonal elements have value. This is called diagonal matrix. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, how we can represent this in language form? If A is equals to Aij is a diagonal matrix, then what will happen? Aij will be equals to 0, where I is not equals to j. Right? What are the diagonal elements where I is equals to j? A11, A22, A33. What we wrote here is Aij must be equals to 0 wherever I is not equals to j. That means all the non-diagonal elements are 0. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. In boards, they ask questions like this. Either they give you a matrix and ask you to write in language form, or give you a language form question, ask you to form a matrix. So you have to think about this. All right. Rishan, is this clear? All right, note it down. All right. Next matrix is square scalar matrix. All right, scalar matrix. Write down a diagonal matrix is a scalar matrix if all the diagonal elements are equal. All right. What this means is each diagonal matrix is a square matrix and each scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix. All right. So these are the specific types of matrices in square matrix. All right. What this says is make all the diagonal elements equal. All right. For an example, this is 5, 5, and 5. This is a diagonal matrix, right? All the non-diagonal elements are 0, but all the diagonal elements are also equal. So this will be called a scalar matrix. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. How to write this in language form? A is equals to Aij is a scalar matrix if first we have to write the condition for diagonal matrix, right? Aij must be equals to 0 for I not equals to j. Second part will be aij must be equals to k, some constant, for I equals to j. Is this clear how I wrote this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Shan, all right, note it down. Done.
Done, sir.
Next one is identity matrix. This is also very important. All right. A diagonal matrix is identity matrix if all the diagonal elements are 1. All right, what this means is you make all the diagonal elements 1 only, no other value. All right, this will be called a identity matrix. This is clear, very easy.
Yes, sir.
Hamza, can you tell me how to write this in language form?
So we can say this also as a scalar matrix, right?
Yeah, this is also a scalar matrix, definitely. So what we can say is all the identity matrix are scalar matrix, but not all the scalar matrices are identity matrix, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Hamza, how we can write this in language form?
So we have to apply the conditions of three of them, right? The diagonal matrix and scalar matrix and then identity matrix.
All right, so please, can you tell me what should I write?
Yes, sir. If A is equals to Aij is a diagonal matrix, then Aij is equals to
Diagonal
0.
or identity matrix? We are talking about identity matrix, right?
Yes, sir, identity matrix.
Matrix. All right, then first condition will be
Diagonal matrix.
tell me what I should write.
Uh,
I don't know what a diagonal matrix is.
then Aij is equals to 0, where I is not equals to j.
Is not equal to 0. All right. Second condition will be or is it enough conditions? Or do we need any other condition for it to be identity matrix? Krishna, can you tell me?
Yes, sir. I think it's Aij is equal to 1 for I is equal to j.
Is it clear, Hamza?
Yes, sir.
We don't need three conditions. This take care for scalar also, right? We need all the diagonal elements as one. All right, this is called identity matrix. Note it down. All right. Zero or null matrix. What is this? If all the elements of a matrix is zero, then it is called zero matrix. All right, very easy. All right, just put all the elements as zero. This will be an zero matrix. In language, Krishna, what we can write?
Sir, Aij is equal to 0.
Right, zero matrix. If Aij equals to zero for all I and j, right? Note it down. All right, let's solve one question. Write a matrix of order 2 by 3 where the elements are represented by Aij equals to half mod I minus 3j. All right, I'll give you a few minutes, try to solve this one. And Rishan, are you able to understand anything or everything is going above the head? You can get the lectures of today and notes also. All right, just contact Mr. Sir and ask him for the video and the notes. All right, understanding that is good. All right, watch the video, and if you have any doubts, ask me in the next class. All right. All right, sure. All right, try to solve this question. I'll give you a few minutes. All right, Krishna, Hamza, easy question.
Yes, sir.
All right, Hamza, are you done?
Yes, sir. Done, but I'm not sure if I done it right or not.
All right, let's see. Let's just write the elements. All right. So what will be A11? Just put the value of I and j as 1, 1. So half mod of 1 minus 3. So this is minus 2. Mod of minus 2 is 2. 2 into half is 1. This is clear.
Yes, sir.
Now A12 will be half mod of 1 minus 6. So this is 5 by 2. Now how many rows and columns? This is 2 rows and 3 columns. So A13 will be half mod of 1 minus 9. So this will be 4. Now A21, second row, first column, half mod of 2 minus 3. So this will be half only. A22, so half 2 minus 6. So the answer is 2. A23 will be half mod 2 minus 9. So 7 by 2. Clear? Now just put all the elements, you'll get the answer. So the matrix will be 1, 5 by 2, 4, 1, 5 by 2, 4, half, 2, 7 by 2, right? You can write 2 by 3, 2 rows and 3 columns. This is clear? Krishna, Hamza,
So we
Krishan,
can represent the fraction in decimal form also.
right? You can write that in fractions also, but we generally put that in fractions, all right? In
Okay,
this
sir.
chapter. Yeah. Hamza, this is clear?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this is all for today's class. Did you guys understand what matrix is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, all clear, right? No doubts.
No, sir.
No, sir. No doubt.
All right, then. You can solve NCRT 3.1 from 1 to 5. All right. You can try
Okay, sir.
that out, and we'll be giving you assignment also. All right. No worries. So see you in the next class, and please revise. All right. Just keep revising. You'll get good marks. All right. Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. Take care. See you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
All right.